Generation Z.
For zombies.
Yes, zombies. So it's Generation Y, X, Y, which are the millennials, okay, between 1986 and let's just say early 2000s. And then from there on, imagine somebody born in the year 2000 is now 18 years old. That's Generation Z, okay? So if you're going to be in real estate, if they're 18 and you're going to be in real estate for the next 15, 20 years, will you be selling to people that were born in the year 2000? If they can find you, if they can find us, right? If we can engage with them, if we can speak their lingo, if we can attract them, if we can connect with them, if we can be relevant to them, you know? So that's really important to know that 18 to 49-year-olds, okay, 49-year-olds are not millennials, but even they are visiting YouTube during prime time. What is prime time? 7 to 8 p.m., 7 to 8:30, 7 to 9 p.m. So when you think of business, when you think of your company, when you think of your business, when you think of you as an entrepreneur, okay, we're the people that you need to be in front of. They're going to be on YouTube. They are on YouTube. And with me diving deeper into YouTube, oh my goodness, it's not going to get any, it's not going to go away. So there's a lot more to learn. There's a lot more to learn. Like, for example, in our last class, we were like, well, where's my URL for YouTube? Why does YouTube say YouTube dot and a whole bunch of numbers when before it used to say your name, right? Well, guess what? YouTube changed their criteria. You will not get a URL. You would not get your own name on your channel unless you have 100 subscribers. So now I'm learning how to activate and get to 100 subscribers because guess what? I'm going to get 100 subscribers. So the good news is that if I do it, I learn it, I master it, then I can come and teach it. Hopefully you'll use it. I don't know if you will, I don't know if you won't, but I know that if you do, it will only do what? Benefit you. Have I ever taught you anything that doesn't benefit you? No, that would be counterproductive to us in our vision and what we do. So, number 5 was what?
More than 18 to 49-year-olds.
More 18 to 49-year-olds visit YouTube during prime time every day. So it is a mainstream now network. Number 6, YouTube is international. Okay? I'm so glad. I don't know where I don't know why I loved international from the very, even before I made my first dollar in real estate, but I love international. And it's a good thing because now everything is becoming international. You know? The currency and the buyers and everything else, you know, this morning at this meeting, and I don't know if this will awaken anyone's giant, but at this you know, foreign investors class at the association, when did we ever imagine that we would hear this? I know I never imagined it, even though I wanted to hear it, but I didn't. It was just like so far away. There is a major group of investors that just went under contract in Punta Gorda Isles. And guess where they're from?
Brazil.
So I have to ask myself the question, am I in that game? Am I part of that game? You know, they say there's 4 kinds of people. Those that watch things happen. Those that
Make it happen.
Well, those that watch things happen, those that wonder what's happening, those that say, what happened? And those that make it happen. Which one are we? Are you watching it? Are you wondering? Or are you going to be like, what happened? Or are you going to make it happen? So yeah, Punta Gorda Isles, a major group of Brazilian investors just purchased a whole thing over there. I'm like, oh my God, all the way from Brazil. Well, there's a lot of world, guys. There is a lot of world. We are not the world. We want to run the world, but we are not the world. There's a lot of people in Spain. There's a lot of people in, you know, Europe. There's a lot of people in South America. There's a lot of money in the world. Are you going to capture part of that currency? Which one of the 4 people will you be? You're going to watch it? You're going to wonder? You're going to say, what happened? Or are you going to make it happen? Okay? So I don't know about you, but I like to at least give it my best shot to make it happen. Okay? So it's international. Let me give you the statistics. And this is one of the things I have to tell you the truth. I thought that we had such a good grip on the international market. We meaning Century 21, and we do, from a real estate brand perspective. You ready for the statistics on YouTube? You ready for what YouTube can do for our real estate business? It is in 88 countries outside of the US, 88 countries. And it's in 76 languages. So we're not dealing with a little platform. We're dealing with one of the most potent, powerful, outrageous platforms for video that has ever existed in the history of mankind. That's really how you gotta look at it. Like, you, right now, what I'm telling you is, it's history. We can become history makers. Have you ever thought of becoming a history maker? I started thinking about it recently. We'll see. It's better to think of things big, right, and get 50% of it than to think small and get the whole thing. No? So, international, 88 countries and 76 languages. That's why right now, this whole week, everything is on YouTube. I'm not going to sit and watch it happen. I'm not going to wonder what's happening. Okay? I'm going to jump on it and then say, oh, guess what? It happened. So you want to jump on it as well. And if I could have your collaboration in letting me lead you to success, I know how to lead you. The level of your success, that's going to depend on you. Your level you determine. We determine our own level. So number 7, everything that YouTube offers is based on 2 words. If you apply these 2 words to your business, you will thrive and you will scale. Thriving means that you are strong, that you're growing, that you're elevating. Scaling means that you're constantly going to that next level. So innovation, okay? So innovating and innovation. So that means you have to constantly be innovating in what you do and constantly be applying new innovation. Because YouTube is always updating. So one of the things you want to learn about YouTube and any other social media platform is this is not for the weak at heart. This is not for I'm going to give it a shot now and then we'll leave it. You got to be in it to win it. This is for the long haul. This is long term. We were talking yesterday when we were managing our online presence, right? What is one of the things about online presence, online reputation that we now know? 2 things I gave you that's very important about online presence and online reputation. Number 1, it's important.
Yes.
And number 2, it is permanent. Okay? So you gotta remember that. We all need to change our CD. We got the wrong CD. It's time to change the CD. Okay? So remember that. Try to, capture those things with intent and say, okay, you know what? Online, my online reputation is now 2 very important things. It's what? Permanent and important. So you want to be able to do that because as a company, why do we want to put out there what we do day in and day out?
So people know what we do.
Nice and loud?
So people know what we do and who we are.
Who we are. Anybody else? Come on, help me out. This is it. Let's interact a little. We'll make this a little dynamic. Why is it important as a company for us to put out there what we're doing?
A lot of people want to be able to see who they're going to work with even before they get a phone call. They don't like that approach of constantly, what are you doing? There's a lot of sales techniques that are old. It no longer works in this market. Now people want to just be able to make their choices before we used to make the choices for them.
That's a great point. So Julian says before, the old school consumer, we used to make the choice for them. Here, this is the house you should buy. This is the house that you want to, purchase. This is where you want to go, or we are the one for you. Now, based on what he said, who wants to have the liberty and the power and the control of knowing what they really want? The consumer. The consumer doesn't want you bothering them. Doesn't want us bothering them. You said it from an agent's perspective, you know. The agent doesn't want, hey, we're number one. Hey, we got a gazillion awards. Hey, we're so awesome. Hey, we're so, they want to go see, does Lucy do, does Joe do, does Irma do these people do what they say they do? You know? So that's the power of YouTube. Now let's take it to your level, to your business. You go on a listing appointment, $500,000, $550,000. As a matter of fact, I'll give you a raise, $795,000 listing. You all have permission to go get it. What are you going to tell that consumer you do to get that property sold?
Need videos of the property for one.
And where is that consumer gonna go check it out?
YouTube.
Online,
And what happens when they find nothing?
you're
Give you a
lying.
phone call.
Will they really give you a phone call? So you think about it. You are the owner of a $795,000 property. The listing agent just went there and said all this wonderful stuff about videos and YouTube and all this stuff. You go on there, and let's say I'm the agent. You check me out and you don't find it. How many of you seriously, honestly, no pun intended, would call me? Raise your hand. Okay, one person.
You avoid to tell her what, she's lying?
No, I would ask her where it was at. I mean, I didn't see any video.
How many of you would not call me? You didn't find it, it's not there. Raise your hand nice and high. Okay, so about 60% of the room would not call. I'll tell you the truth. With 7,000 agents at the Fort Myers Association, my time is money. If you can't show me that you do what you say you do, I don't need to call you and tell you what you already know I found out. See, you have to shift the CD because the consumer has the power. The consumer has the power. When you work with a buyer, you tell the buyer, you're so awesome, you're so great, because I know you are, right? We are good. We are all good at something. We're like all really good at something. What I'm saying is not, hey, I'm not beating you up and saying, oh, you're good at nothing. I'm saying make sure you can back it up. Make sure when people go look for you, they can find you. That's why yesterday we spoke about online reputation. How many of you Googled yourself? Nice and high. Okay, about 40% of the room. The other ones are either in denial, right? Because we all go through denial first. Like, oh, I really don't want to see it. I really don't want to see it. Or, like when the internet came out. When the internet came out, or when the internet came here, I don't remember which one it was, but I know it was early 2000s. I was an agent in this company with Joe. And Joe had agents back then that said, oh, forget it. I don't want to learn about that email stuff. Forget about email. That's too much work. That ain't gonna last. You remember some of those? I remember some of them. Because that was normal back then. And so the human mind is resistant to change. So the first thing the human mind tells you is, it's not gonna be that bad. Well, 2020 is gonna come. We're all gonna be, in real estate, God willing. And you're gonna think back and say, oh my goodness. It's probably gonna be worse than I'm telling you. So I tell you that to tell you that don't oversell. Do not oversell. Don't tell your people you're gonna do all this stuff and you can't represent it, because they're gonna look you up. When you heard of me or met me or heard The Office or heard about Joe or went and looked us up online. Okay, well 70% of the room. So think about it. If you did it, why would your consumer not do the same thing? Does it really make sense to think our consumer is not going to do what we do? No. But yes, we fight it. We give it pushback. We're in denial. But I'm working on helping you overcome those psychological hurdles that we all go through. Number 8. It is the second largest search engine. YouTube is the second most powerful search engine on the planet. YouTube is the second most powerful search engine on the planet. It's got the second largest amount of search engine optimization, or Google juice. That's why I'm laying out the framework for you and saying, you're going to upload your stuff on YouTube. You're going to get a share link, and then you're going to put it on all your stuff. because then you're leveraging the power of, right, that search engine. And then you also have the power of Century 21, so you're going to leverage that. How many of you are watching me on YouTube now? Are you? Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's all I needed, more pressure. I was trying to forget. Number 9. What is the, let me ask you a question. Think about this question for a moment. So, give me your whole thinking process right now. When you think of social media, when you think of YouTube, what is one of the most wonderful things that it has to offer?
Knowledge.
Knowledge, okay, beautiful. A little better than that.
You can find out about anything you want online.
You can find anything. But for you, what is one of the most, well, you can find out anything you can learn, but a little bit better than learning. Like, people really like this stuff. It starts with an F. What do you like when you get stuff and you don't have to pay for it? What's the best part? That it's-
Free.
Yeah, YouTube is free. Why we are not more on YouTube, I don't know. Well, I do know. So let me ask you, it's free, right?
Yes.
You don't have to pay anything to get your own little mini network where 1.5 billion people are at the risk of finding you. Ooh, God forbid, that's dangerous. You know, people can find us, right? It's free. 1.5 billion people can find you. You can have your own little mini network, okay? All about you, your brand, your business, your marketing, what you know, what you offer, who you are. What is holding us back from utilizing it? Nice and loud?
Us.
Us. What about us? I could stand here and talk about YouTube the whole time, but if I don't break through your mindset, if I don't break your paradigm, do you know what a paradigm is? It's the way you've been trained to think in your subconscious. Like the story of the elephant. The elephant, when it was a baby, the trainer put a chain onto this piece of tree. And the elephant, as a baby, could not break away from the chain. But as life would have it, the elephant grew. What did the elephant never understand? That it became stronger than the tree. That it could tear up the whole tree. Forget about the chain. Because where did they program the elephant? In the mind. So, when the elephant grew, and it was 10 tons, what did it do with the chain in its foot? It stood by the tree. It did not leave. Are you still doing stuff that you've always done because you were programmed, because we were programmed? It's called limiting thoughts. And that's why you hear great speakers say, oh, the potential of the human mind. And people are like, yeah. Oh, the greatness of the human mind. If we took the mind of a human and turned it into a computer, you would need the building the size of a what? The Empire State Building to do all the things that the human mind can do. Or not to. So those paradigms, we have to break out of them. And it takes work. And a lot of times we don't want to put in the work. Right? So it's really hard to break the paradigm of someone that is either A, in denial, or B, in their comfort zone. Right? I don't have time for that. That's too much work. I don't really need it. You know, I'll just keep doing it the way I've always done it. Right? Remember when there were people at the gas station putting gas in the car? What happens if the people said, oh, I'm not gonna get out of my car, somebody will show up and put gas in my car, that's the way they've always done it. What would happen?
You'd be sitting there all day.
If they were still alive, because I haven't seen an attendant in how long, right? Things change, guys, and you are in one of the most fastest changing industries on the planet. So either you change and evolve, or you're gonna be extinct, right? So, number 9, YouTube is free. A whole personal channel just for you that's free, and you are not leveraging that power. Something to think about, right? Number 10, YouTube is the best place to build influence. So if you want to be a great leader, what do great leaders have? What must great leaders have? Influence. You've never seen a great leader not have influence. What is influence? Anybody want to share their definition of influence? Anybody know?
When you have an effect on someone,
The impact you have on people.
The ability to impact or lead others. Okay? What do you think great real estate professionals need with their customers? Influence. Influence. Now, I'm going to give you some ideas because we're going to get into the YouTube hands-on part. We're not going to do that live because there's no need to show hands-on live. So that's why we're doing the fundamentals, the hardcore training stuff so you can understand. So for those of you taking 5 pages of notes, I congratulate you. What are you going to put on YouTube? Because that's the biggest problem. Or let me ask you this, because we're going to change the dynamic. What are you putting on YouTube? You tell me. You're all in real estate, you're all professionals, you're all wanting to make a lot of money, right? You know real estate is about making money. What are you currently putting on YouTube?
I put my current listing or any open houses I do a walk around the neighborhood where I live and make videos
Neighborhoods?
of neighborhoods.
Beautiful. So let me ask you a question. Because if you're doing everything he's doing, which is great, the question needs to be, and you need to know this, are you in the footage? You must be in the footage. Because remember, YouTube gives you influence. If a human cannot relate the content with a brand, and on YouTube you are your brand, then there's never going to be that influence developed. So that's really important that you understand. I know we don't like the way we look. I have to tell you the truth, that's the way you look. Trust me, when I go back and look at about 30 seconds of these things we're doing, I'm like, oh, I don't like that. Okay, turn it off, that's enough. But, you know, that's the way I look. What, am I going to surprise people when they show up? Surprise, it's me, you know? No. So, what else? So that's good. That's very good. I like that. So he puts neighborhoods, open houses. What else? This is the dynamic part. Come on, say it out. Help me out here. Help me teach. Help me teach you. What else are you putting on YouTube? Okay, so I'll give you a couple. You guys are tough. I know how you are. I was in a class this morning and I'm like, oh, so that's how they feel when I ask them a question. Like, you don't want to answer. You do, but you don't, right? So number 1, very powerful. I'm going to give you 10 powerful things that if you really want to blast off and launch 2019, how many want to have an amazing 2019? Raise your hand. Okay. You have to back that up with actions. Okay? So wishes are not going to help you. You can't wish. You have to back it up with action. So I'm going to give you 10 things that you can start doing on YouTube that are really easy, but you got to do them for them to work. But these are like the 10 most phenomenal things. Okay? Ready? Number 1. Testimonials of your customers. Testimonials of your customers. These are really amazing things that you can do, because I know one of the hardest things is, what do I put? I don't know what to put. Trust me, I feel you. I'm in your same boat. You know? I just happen to sit in the with the captain. What do they call that? Where the captain sits? What do they call that in the ships? Where the captain's at? Doesn't that have a name? Whatever that is, up there. The captain is Joe, and I get to be in there with him.
The helm. He sits at the helm.
The helm,
The
okay,
helm.
I get to sit in the helm, but we're all in the same boat, right? So Joe will be starting his own YouTube channel soon, you know?
Oh, really?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It was kind of like, right?
We're going to extract 38 years of real estate knowledge. No, seriously, I need that stuff, you know? And so, yes, guys, when you, it's amazing. It's like, can I tell you what it's like? It's like remember when you heard about Disney World? And people would say about Disney World and you would watch Disney World on TV. You guys remember before you ever went to Disney World? When you when you get into a room with dominating real estate gurus and YouTubers and people that are close, guys, I'm in that mastermind group that I talk to you about a lot. There is a team that closed 150 properties last month. So I find it interesting that sometimes we think 5 is so much. Oh, this team closed 150 units in 1 month and there's 7 people.
Wow.
That's who I want to be like. That's who I want to play with. That's where I go and I marinate and I sit there and I do my yoga in there. I breathe deep. Hopefully it'll come. Because you know what? You got to determine who you really want to be like and who you really want to play with. Okay? So it's like going to Disney World for the first time. So when I get all this research and I get all this stuff, I'm bringing you the Disney World, but until you do it, it ain't gonna work for you. I can tell you about Disney World all day long, but until you get there, you're not gonna see it. But you see these people that have their little mini production studios in their company. You know? Why? Because they have understood 1.5 billion people are on video, YouTube. 3 to 5 billion are coming on board. What does that mean? I need to be at the forefront. I need to be in the front line. I need to be so reachable, accessible, findable, connected with the future of our industry so that I can be a major league player. Because if you continue to do things the same old, you're going to be a blockbuster agent, realtor, broker. I mean, if I continue to do that, I'm going to be a blockbuster broker. So yeah, we need to break out of the CD and get into the MP3. You need to change, it's our mindset. So, interviews and video testimonials. Interviews, who would you interview? As an agent, who would you interview?
Everybody you're doing
You would
business with.
interview your buyers, you would interview your sellers, you would interview business owners, you would interview investors, you would interview families, you would interview other agents. Okay? Number 2, how-tos and tips. This is what Joe's channel is going to be about. Okay? Unless Joe gives me one of his favorite, we'll put this out there, one of his favorite lines to me is, who wants to guess, except for Irma, what is one of his favorite lines to me? Now, don't tell me what to do. Okay, no problem.
Is he gonna have a dancing video?
Is he gonna have a dancing video? I don't know, maybe. It's up to
That'd be a
him.
little soft
All
shoe.
I can do is present the opportunity. We'll see
My
if he-
favorite saying is, I'm here to serve, not to be served.
Okay, so he will have a YouTube channel. So how-tos and tips. How many of you know how to, how many of you know how to get a real estate license?
We all did it.
Yeah. Right. Would you be able to talk about that on a video? That's a tip. How many of you know how to do an open house? How many of you know things that work at an open house? So after today, when you don't start up your YouTube channel, there's really no reason for you not to, right? It's a matter of you gotta work at it. Number 3, market updates. This one is the best one of all. I mean, the agents that are doing monthly market updates, monthly market updates, every month, are dominating in their market. Number 4, local business reviews, area reviews. So when you're out there and you are, like Joe LaDuca said, when you're out there and you're videotaping, wherever you are, get the owner. You don't think that owner would be happy to talk to you about his business on your YouTube channel knowing that you're going to give him free marketing? What happens to the relationship between you and that owner? It strengthens. You build influence, right? What about if you were like Joe and Joe would say, anybody here looking to buy or sell their home? And then he pops out his, because he does that all the time. And then if somebody says, yes, I am, do you mind if I do a quick video with you on what, what you are looking for or what you love about where you live or about your house? As a matter of fact, I'll market your house starting now for free. Would you dare to do that? This is like church. In church, we're all overcomers. Once we leave, we forget the sermon. We forget that, what am I? We go back to the same old, same old. So you got to carry this out with you. So market updates and local businesses. When's the last time you interviewed a local business owner? Where you eat, where you pay, right? And area reviews. Area reviews, different markets, different locations. I know it's a little bit of like the open houses and things like that, but it's talking more about an area. Number 5. This is the hard one. What is the hardest video to do?
Yourself.
Of yourself. But what is the hardest of the hardest? Go live. Just go live.
Everybody hates that.
Yeah, everybody hates going live, right? So just go live. And one of the things you can say is, hey guys, just wanted to jump on real quick. You even got to learn the lingo. So if you're going to do a live, you got to start talking like people, hey guys, you real quick. Even when I was doing it, people would tell me, you took too long to talk. Nothing like having these rock star dominating players say, you took too long to talk. Well, okay. I don't get offended when they pull me and they say, hey, you could have done better, because it's for my own good. Now, some people, you can't tell them what they did wrong because then they get offended. So it's hard sometimes to lead people, but for me, tell me what I'm doing wrong because I want to get it right, because I want to do this. So you go live, but you got to start talking right away. There's certain things, because you got 3 seconds to engage people. 3 seconds. So you want to write that down next to go live. 3 seconds to engage your audience. Number 6, listing videos, which we already know, listing videos. Number 7, about me videos, videos about me. And here's the thing about me videos. Okay, here's the truth about me videos. People want to know you, like you, and trust you. And that they can do through a video. So people want to know you. So if someone went on your YouTube channel, would they find an introductory video about you? Would they find an introductory video about you on YouTube? So that's the first video that you can do, about you. You gotta get over that fear of, I don't like how I look. That's how you look. That's how I look. And as far as I'm concerned, God made no junk, so I look good. At 38 years old, I think I look really good.
You're 38?
So, yes.
I didn't think you were that old.
No, I am 38.
Really?
Yes, I am 38. So, about me videos, people want to know you. Nobody pay attention to the person laughing in the back of the room. They want to know you. Introductory
No,
video, write that
left
down.
off
That
on
is your
hold.
first assignment. You have to have an introductory video. You have to write that down. That's your homework. I'm going to ask you, did you do your introductory video?
Yes.
Good. Okay. How long should your introductory video be? Which is awesome. So now I'm going to give you the next best thing,
You told me I
because
had to
there is
have it
a
done
new
for today.
science. I know. I told everybody, we're going to look at that in a moment. Yes, you're right. Thank you for reminding me. Everybody that was here in the last class was supposed to have a video uploaded to YouTube by this class. So,
You said to have subscribers to it. I didn't remember about the video.
yeah, you said about your video. Because you have to, so she reminded me. Anybody else remember that? Be honest.
I
Yeah,
remember
right.
I
Okay.
have 3 subscribers.
So, People wanna know you. So how long should your introductory video be? How long?
That's too long.
A minute and a half or less. A minute and a half or less. A minute and a half or less. 1 minute and a half or less is ideal, okay? They wanna like you, okay? So, how do you make people like you? Well, you just be you. Not everybody's gonna like you. Not everybody's gonna like you, and even the ones that like you may change their mind later because people change, seasons change. It's called what?
Life.
Next. You know? I mean, we get married and then eventually we're like, I don't like this person. Well, either fix it or get over it or do something, right? So that's just how relationships are. We all have to continuously work at that relationship, you know, and if we're looking for the other person to be perfect, then who really has a problem? We do. Because nobody's going to be perfect. So they have to like you. So just be you. Be authentic. There's nothing better than being authentic. Be you. If you like saying, hey, what's up? Say, hey, what's up? If you like saying, oye, ¿qué pasa? Say, oye, ¿qué pasa? Whatever. Be you. You can't be anybody else. That's why, you know, we all have individual fingerprints. You know what's even stronger than the fingerprint, which I learned, it's going to be the next technology for phones. The eye. Our eyes. You know? Immigration is going to implement the iris of the eye for entering or leaving countries. Because a lot of people can, you know, copy fingerprints. Not that they can have the same fingerprint, but they can, you know, duplicate it. But no, what are you going to do, pop out the eye? So that was interesting. And I learned that in going through immigration. So, About Me videos, they have to like you, they have to trust you. How are people going to trust you? You just got to be you. Okay? Your hobbies. What hobbies do you do? Like we've got Katja and her Leroy, right? Her slingshot. Those are cool, you know? And people like that. Your personality. You know, what kind of personality do you have? We all have a personality. Now, can we all be on all the time? No. You know, I mean, I'm almost perfect, but even Joe says at times that you're up there like this and you're down here like that. And, right, Joe? But it's because we can't all be, we're not robots, we're humans. So, but your personality, and just be you. So what we're going to do is, we're going to do a little exercise before we leave. Everyone's going to come up and do a 30-second introductory, right here in front of everybody else. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding. I just wanted you to feel how I feel, okay? So, it's not easy, but you know what? You have to want it bad enough. I want you to succeed bad enough so I can take 2 vacations a year. 6 months back to back. Number 8, community events. Very important. We should be at community events. And you should report live from your community events. You know, hi, this is Eddie, reporting live. Hey guys, wanted to jump on and show you what we do in Cape Coral. If you're in Miami, New York, Chicago, Tampa, Orlando, come visit us. We've got it, because sometimes people think that Cape Coral is a little dirt road town. You know, I've had people come and visit me from New York and say, oh my God, I thought you guys were like a little town. Right? So, community events. Number 9, neighborhoods, location, location, location. Neighborhoods. And then last but not least, creative videos. Creative videos. Creative videos. There's a lot of information to learn about YouTube. Let me give you some important requirements. I want to give you, this is all fundamentals of the power of YouTube. So YouTube, the power of it, everything I've shared today is the fundamentals. Okay? Why, where's it going, where it's at, what to put on it. But I want to give you these 3, which is going to be, I'm going to do a class on becoming a YouTuber. I am going to become a YouTuber. That is my next challenge. Do you know what a YouTuber is? No? Google it. It's pretty interesting. I don't even know how that will happen, but we'll see. But becoming a YouTuber is the future of YouTube. A YouTuber. Okay? So, these are my notes from what I'm studying, right? But it is really important that you understand this. So, number 1, for you to be successful on YouTube, there's 2 things you must have. Consistency and a schedule. So if you're gonna post on YouTube, like for us, every Monday with our certification or our training, because every Monday we have something, right? Or every Wednesday, right? Then we have to follow that consistency. So you need to pick a day where you're gonna do whatever you do. So let's say, for example, for Joe's YouTube channel, right? YouTubing with Joe, or I don't know, something like that, something fun. Or maybe Mel's office, I don't know, something different. Something innovative, remember, innovative. We have to do it the same day, so consistency, so you need a schedule. You need a schedule and a time because that's going to create that consistency. Number two, you need to study and research keywords because this is how we're gonna get these subscribers. This is how, and remember, you need 100 subscribers to be able to get your domain name. And last but not least, and this is a new thing that is coming on into the digital world, branding. So I have decided also to take the challenge of rebranding myself. If you notice, Century 21 rebranded themselves. You know, we're in the process of rebranding Birchwood. Why do you think all that shift is happening? The industry is shifting. There's a predicted shift within the next 36 months. You're either going to be over there or you're going to be at the forefront. 36 months, write it down, mark the date, the calendar, the time, and then in 36 months, you can either confirm or deny that it happened, but that's what, there is a shift coming into the real estate industry within 36 months. So branding is very important. You have to develop a brand. So I made a decision to rebrand. It's only obvious Century 21 already made the decision to rebrand. And it's in the best interest of Birchwood, who is a legendary icon in the real estate industry, to rebrand, right? So everything is shifting and we have to stay with that shift. So those are three very important things. What is number one? Consistency, find a schedule. Number two, study and research keywords, which is going to be extremely important for your YouTube channel. And number three is your brand. Okay, so that's going to be it for right now. We are going to get into the hands-on, and while we do that, let's give ourselves a round of applause for